Can you read that? All those people are referring to the same clause of the U.S. Constitution. Which clause is it? Raise your hand if you want to take a stab. Not only do they like it, they say if this were the only clause in the Constitution, that would be enough. See Benjamin Rush saying that, and James Wilson basically saying that too. All we need is this one clause and we can go home. What's that clause? Yes, sir? No, you would think so.
Commerce Clause?
It's not the Commerce Clause.
Subsection 5 to coin money.
The Congress can coin money? No. It's not anything in Section 8, if that helps. The most popular clause in the Constitution at the time it was written and sent out for ratification was this clause that nobody has named yet.
Not making states be able to pay debts anything on legal currency?
Absolutely. Our convener gets us to Article 1, Section 10. There it is. Farley just mentioned that the Constitution silently allows the Congress to issue paper money, but it very explicitly prohibits the states from doing so. The number one reason the people who wrote our Constitution were there in Philadelphia in that summer of 1787 was to stop the states from printing paper money. That's the number one reason they were there, and you saw it in some of those quotations. So I say in this seminar series, focusing on money, if I could bring you validation from the Founding Fathers, they would be thrilled. Alexander Hamilton, your fellow Columbia grad, and George Washington and the rest would say, oh, you got your finger right on the pulse. The other reason they'd be thrilled that you're holding this seminar series is the utter ignorance, the illiteracy of modern Americans when it comes to money. I would venture that your average redneck farmer in South Carolina in 1787 understood monetary policy better than your average Ivy League law student today. And we can test that because they knew who had the power to issue paper money. You tell me, somebody, who has the power to issue paper money in the United States today. How many people think they know the answer to that question? So maybe people are just modest these days. All right, so one of you raised your hand. Who issues paper money? Who determines the money supply in the United States today?
The Federal Reserve Bank.
That's incorrect. Most, I think, Ivy League law graduates would answer that. The rest of us would go, Congress or something. But at least you got as far as the Federal Reserve, but that's still incorrect. I don't know what my daughter's doing. Go ahead.
The private banks?
When you mix what he says with what you said, we're getting close to the answer. Somebody else get us a little closer, though. Isn't it the Federal Open Market Committee? 7 of its members are from the Federal Reserve. The other 5, though, are chosen ultimately by private banks because we have the 12 member banks of the Federal Reserve. They each have their board of governors. Guess who chooses the board of governors of the 12 member banks? Private banks. We have privatized one of the most important decisions a legislature, a government makes is how much money circulates. And you and I have no say in that except through those 7 members that are appointed by the president, but they're appointed for 14 years. 14 years. So that's our representations, the people appointed by the president for 14 years, so very indirectly. And then the other 5 are chosen by the bankers. That's who determines our money supply today. And the larger point I want to make here is that you ask any ignorant farmer from western Massachusetts, like Daniel Shays, or from my home state of Virginia, and they will tell you, oh, the Virginia legislature can print paper money, and so can Congress, because they've got it in their hands. So the Founding Fathers would be very happy about the seminar series, A, because it's the reason they went to Philadelphia to write the Constitution, and B, because we are so ignorant compared to rednecks from 1787 about the money supply.